Yo, what's going on, Washington Commanders fans? I'm back with another video, and today we have some thoughts, really predictions on what Commanders beat reporter Ben Standig thinks. So this is what we want Dallas quoted. He says on his most likely candidates to be picked at number 16, I think Darnell Wright is my odds-on favorite right now if he's on the board. Some others were safety Brian Branch, defensive end Lucas Van Ness, which why? Offensive tackle Broderick Jones and cornerback Emmanuel Forbes. So first, let's just go to Darnell Wright. Darnell Wright, I feel like, a great player. That would be a good pick for pick 16. But, if you could trade back and still get, I feel like you could still trade back and get Darnell Wright. You don't have to necessarily get him at 16, and especially if Deontay Banks, Joey Porter, who is not going to be a Commander for some reason, they already confirmed that they're going to go in a different route. They're not going to go with Joey Porter, which, I mean, if there's no Deontay Banks, I mean, I don't see why you wouldn't go there, but I think Deontay Banks will be there. But I'm just confused on why Ben Standig doesn't have Deontay Banks in this list. Deontay Banks should rightfully be there, but this is the list I'm going based off of. And yeah, Darnell Wright, he's good size. I believe he's 6'5", 333 pounds. His NFL comparison is DJ Fluker. But yeah, he's a great solid tackle. He's got a couple weaknesses, got a couple strengths, obviously. But I really would like to get Darnell Wright, in the later spots, but it would be nice to get him at either way. Because if you could trade back and get one of these guys, say at like pick 20 or something, I think you could still get Darnell Wright around pick 20. That's just my opinion, but yeah. And for Brian Branch, he probably won't be there at pick 16. Like, I don't think he's making it past the Patriots. Let's be real. I think the Patriots, if he's, at a spot where, if he's at a spot where the Patriots don't know who they're going to get, then they're definitely going to go after Brian Branch. That's just my opinion. I think Brian Branch is definitely a good fit for the Patriots, so I don't see him making it past the Patriots, if I'm being totally honest with you. But, great player. His NFL comparison is actually Minka Fitzpatrick. So whoever gets him, kudos to you, because that is a great pick. But if he was to fall to 16, that would be amazing. I don't even know what the words to even describe it. I would just be happy, but unfortunately that's probably not going to happen. But defensive end Lucas Van Ness is on this list. I don't know why taking the defensive end in the 16th with the 16th pick doesn't make much sense to me, but maybe it makes sense to Ron Rivera. Maybe they're thinking about trading someone. I'm not gonna say who. They gotta be, they gotta be thinking about trading Montez Sweat or Chase Young. It just doesn't make sense, really much sense, for you to be bringing up a defensive end, especially in the first round. Because if you're basically giving up on Chase Young, I feel like if you're drafting a defensive end in the first round, it doesn't make much sense. I feel like if you're gonna draft a defensive end, it's got to be around the fourth round, maybe even later. Earliest would probably be third pick, but no earlier than third pick. First and second pick is off limits for defensive end. That's just my opinion. Lucas Van Ness is a great player, but picking him at number 16 or even trading back it just doesn't make sense unless you're trading Chase Young or Montez Sweat. And what would we be trading them for? What will we get back for those players? Doesn't make much sense. But he's a good player. And Broderick Jones, I looked at a ton of highlights from him, and some clips, and yeah, he's solid. He's very solid. I believe his NFL comparison is Andrew Thomas, and getting a player like Andrew Thomas at pick 16 would be amazing. But I feel like teams are starting to catch on and finally, knowing his worth. I think Broderick Jones goes a little bit earlier than 16. Like, I mean, he's right there. I feel like he's on the cusp of being picked before 16, but you never know. There's always a couple players in the draft, especially the first round, that fall a little bit into the later bit of the first round. But he could be one of those players that fall. But if there's no Darnell Wright, I'm pretty sure there will be, because he's projected to be like mid to late first round pick. Then I would go for a guy like Broderick Jones, who is supposed to be going early off the boards, but cornerback Emmanuel Forbes. Now Emmanuel Forbes has apparently gained weight, so he's getting he's buffing up a little bit. He reminds me a lot of a guy that we have on our roster, Cam Dantzler. That's definite. That's his NFL comparison too. I'm not just saying that because that's his NFL comparison, but both guys, they go after the ball. They see the ball, they go get the ball. They're very lengthy. They're very lengthy cornerbacks, and they both are playmakers. So they both have good hands too. So they just both need to get bigger, lengthy, make plays, but they also get burnt a lot. So I mean, Emmanuel Forbes doesn't get burnt a lot. Well, not in college at least, but he had his moments. He's just got to get. He wouldn't be good against guys like AJ Brown. I feel like guys like AJ Brown, DK Metcalf, those big muscular guys. I just don't really see him faring well against those type of guys. So maybe if he could put up maybe 10 to 15 more pounds, which is not an easy task. I'm not saying that's an easy task, but yeah, but it's just he's got to at least get the 190, and I'll consider drafting him. I think he's like 170, 180. So get like 10 more pounds, and I feel like that would be a great, or not a great pick, but I mean, it wouldn't matter if he already got buff. But that's my thoughts on those players, those 5 players. But Darnell Wright is probably going to be the favorite, which I agree. I think Darnell Wright or Deontay. I don't know why Deontay Bix isn't on this list, but let me know your guys' thoughts on this. Should we draft Darnell Wright at pick 16? And yeah, have a nice Monday. Peace.